The psychology of money. What do we mean by this? There's a certain mind state that you must hold in order to generate income, generate money. You can't make money. The people in the factories, they make it, right? They print it and all this kind of stuff. They make the money, but we generate money or income. Why is it a psychology associated with it? It's because money is an energy. And first of all, money is a tool. First of all, money is an energy. Second of all, money is a tool. So here's the issue. You have to possess a certain energy in order to obtain and continue to obtain or generate income or generate money. The problem with many people is that you hear this term all the time. Money is the root of all evil, or the love of money is the root of all evil. And when you think about that, what people are essentially doing is they're pushing the money away. Now we know that that came from the Bible. We know people, but usually people say people that are rich are evil and all that stuff. But here's the thing. Money is a tool to pay your rent. Money is a tool to travel. Money is a tool to purchase your house. Money is a tool to do things for your family, to take care of your family. Money is a tool to end world poverty. So money in and of itself cannot be evil per se. So when you make statements and I hear people, they have their different versions of what the Bible says. But essentially what you're doing is you're pushing it away. And you cannot condemn that which you desire. See, people desire money. They know that money is necessary, but then they condemn the money. And they also despise people that have money. And principally, I would say the lack of not having it is the root of all evil, because I've seen crimes. I've seen people do things to other people. I've seen people rob banks because they don't have money. So it's an energy that you must possess in order to generate the income. And so you cannot live your life saying things like money is evil, right? We know that in the Bible it says the root of all evil, but we can say that the lack of money is also the root of it, because people do far more things because they don't have money in order to acquire it. What do I mean? Prostitution, selling drugs, corruption, this and that. They do it in order to get it. But if they had it, unless they're greedy, because there are greedy people that want more and more and more, if they had it, they probably wouldn't do many of the things that they do. When you ask them, the answer is always, I've got a family to feed. I've got to take care of my children. I've got to put myself through school. I need to help my parents. I'm tired of being broke. Or I want to buy this material. I want to get this or that. And so typically it's from the lack of, because if you had more of it, you wouldn't be doing those things. So the first important thing to do is to change your relationship with money. Money is a tool. You need the money. All right? It's very important for you to get the full expression of who you are in this dimension, especially men, because we love to help or take care of our loved ones. This is key for me over everything. You have to generate, because you can travel, you can do all these different things. So the psychology of understanding it, which takes an abundance mentality, meaning that there's a cornucopia of things out there. There's not a lack of money. There's an abundance of it. And so when you have that mentality, you come into alignment with it. You also understand that in this world, tangible, you have to develop skills. The more skills that you have, the more income you can generate, because people are always in need of a service. And if you can provide a service, if you have a skill set, depending upon the market, what the market is demanding for that skill set is how much you will make or how much you will generate. If you're on television and millions of people are watching you consistently, then the ad companies are going to say, let's pay this person X amount of dollars. Because they have a skill set, they're able to draw eyes, we're able to promote, so we're going to pay this person millions of dollars. Same thing for movies, same thing for athletes, same thing for engineers. If you can do a certain thing that many people cannot do, if you can perform a certain thing, you're going to generate the income. But it first starts in the mind. It first starts with you understanding that it's an energy. And energies, they never go away. They never dissipate. They just change forms. So one year you can be rich, the next year another person can be rich, and you cannot be rich because it's an energy. So in order to maintain the energy, the first thing you must understand is you cannot be desperate, because people that are desperate are often avoided by others who are abundant. And so money is just like people. The more you need it, the more desperate you are for the money, the further away that money is going to run away from you. But the more you relax, it goes back to the not caring. You put your effort in, you make your desires known, and you let the chips fall where they may. You feel like you're rich. I'm doing well already. And you start to put yourself in alignment with the skill sets, because you do have to work. It's not just here. Here is great, but you give yourself a better chance by developing yourself to be able to perform or execute on services that you know that is a big money field. Let's use that, right? But using your brain is more important. The more you use your brain, the more money you will make. The more you use your body, depending upon, if you're not a pro athlete or something like that, you're not going to make as much. I can make more money using my brain than I can my body. Case in point, the people that own NBA teams make more than the biggest star on that NBA team, or you can replace it with any sport you want. They make more money than the players. They're using their brain. Physically, their body is unable to get out there and perform, but they use their brain, and now they're able to collect on all of these players' performances, especially the more that they win. So now they're generating income based upon the efforts of other people. So this is thinking. So thinking is always important for the advancement of man or woman. You're only going to go as far as your mind will take you. And so you want to keep the abundance thought process. You want to understand, because I always hear people, oh, so-and-so a crook. This is what they like to say. So-and-so's a crook and this and that. And far be it from me to say that anybody's a crook without me knowing it. I don't know how you generated your income. This is why I always recommend people, you never start giving people props and falling in love with people because they have money. But because you have money, we don't know how you got it. How you got it is very important. You can do many things to get the money. So that's something to remember. You don't look at a person's situation on the outside, because you would be exalting a person thinking that they made the money earnestly, and you won't know what they've done to get the money. They could have took a lot of shortcuts. Yeah, they have the money, and that's what this world does. Yeah, they have the money, so all of a sudden they're whatever. And so you're looking at yourself like you haven't achieved anything, but you don't realize how many shortcuts and how many back doors they've taken in order to get the money, and you trying to go the honest route. So you can't get caught up into that either. Everybody's journey is unique. Each and every person's journey is unique. But money is a tool. Money is necessary on this earth. And you're only going to get, you notice that rich stay rich and the poor stay poor. And it's not always because this group of people is oppressing this group of people. It's not always the case. It's the energy, the vibration that you're on. You're a product of your mental environment more than you are of your physical environment. If your mental environment is in such a place of riches, financial riches, your physical environment has no choice but to change. Maybe in 6 months, maybe in a year, maybe in 2 years, maybe in 2 months, maybe in 5 years. But consistently remaining on that energetic frequency, on that energetic vibration, on that vibration, you're going to eventually change. But what happens is most poor people, they continue to be upset about them not having. And so they look at their circumstances and they recreate their circumstances. Rather than, you have to have the ability to be able to exist in two worlds. You have to be what I call a dual citizen. You have to exist in the world that you're in, make the most of that world, and then exist simultaneously in the world where you want to be. See yourself in the house, see yourself with the car, see yourself taking vacations, but also be in this world right here, making the most of whatever it is that you have. More than filling the space, as Wallace Waddle says in The Science of Getting Rich. You've got to more than fill your space to go to another place. If you haven't shown yourself above this place, you can't go there. So this is another thing. Living in two places at one time. I think they call it, what is it, holographic, not expression. But you have to be able to exist mentally, because the mental controls the physical. So eventually, if you're mentally in a place, eventually you will physically be there. But people that are so-called poor or economically deprived or struggling, it's hard for them. They may want a certain thing, but mentally they're looking at their environment. And they're not inputting and practicing what's called auto-suggestion. It doesn't matter what the environment shows me. I'm going to think and feel what I want to think and feel. And by me thinking and feeling what I want to think and feel, I can cause the results to happen. And that's what often happens with those people you see that come up from ashes, that come up from the rubble, and they're able to live like nobody's business. Generate income, millions. You say, how did they do that? How they did it is with their mind. So the rich will stay rich. They'll keep making money. Why? Because they're not pressed. They have the money, and so money continues to come because that desperate energy is not there. Of course, discounting anything foul that somebody may be doing. Before we go into that, because people like to, well, the rich, they're doing this and that. I'm not saying they're not doing that. If you're going to break barriers, if you're going to transcend where you are right now, you've got to rid your mind of everybody's oppressed, everybody's this and that. We already know the realities. You don't need to remind yourself of what is. We know what is, but for you to get out of that, for you to go above and beyond, you've got to put your mind into another place, another realm of where you would like to be, seeing yourself in a different situation. But if your whole spiel is going to be, they oppressed, they did this, then you're going to keep receiving that. But if you say, I got 2 hands, I've got 2 feet, I've got a brain, a healthy brain, I can cause a change of events through my mind. Just like a change of events can cause me to think something. So this is why understanding that it's all energy. You understand that it's all, everything is energy. And in order to reap the benefits of certain things that hold certain energies, you have to be in alignment with those things. You have to have the same frequency, right? You have to be on the same wavelength, shall I say, the same wavelength. So money is very psychological. How else could you explain people that come from poverty that become something? There's a certain mindset. Maybe no one could teach you the skills that they had, but the mindset is duplicatable on any part of the earth. That's what you have to understand. Business, personal, whatever. Mindset of success, mindset of income generation, that can be used by anybody. That's global. Maybe the business, maybe I don't know real estate, but I know the mindset. I know the mindset to generate income. I know the mindset to change my circumstances. I know the mindset to have what I desire in life. The desires that you have are there because they're very real, and you can have these things as long as you're not infringing upon the civil rights and liberties of other people, causing massive damage to other people or carnage or problems. You're free to have what you want only if you would believe on these things. Money is just a tool. That piece of paper, that fiat currency, it's just a tool. If I give this guy something, he's going to give me some bread. I give him $5, he's going to give me some bread. All we're doing is exchanging energy. Don't you see? If I give him $75,000, all he did was gave me a bundle of energy. It's called a car. Whether you call it Lexus, Mercedes-Benz, whatever it is, it's still just energy. And guess what? That energy can be burned up tomorrow. In the garage, if the garage catches on fire, the car can be gone and burned up. Because energy never dissipates. It just changes forms and you go get another car. That money can be spent, and now I bought cranberry juice with this drink, with this money. That money circulates. So everything is working together. And you have to be in alignment with that which you desire. You cannot condemn that which you desire. I always tell a story about my cousin in Chicago. He loved women, and he would always try to talk to them. And then when they turn him down, he would say, well, F you then, B. Well, up you then, H. You know what I'm saying. You get the point. And I would ask him, how did you go from wanting her to saying, well, F you then, B? You cannot condemn that which you desire. So now you've ruined any possibilities of potentially getting with her, because you just told her F her. But 2 seconds ago, you loved her. So there's a thin line between love and hate. And you notice that with money, people start talking crazy about money. But they need it to pay their rent. So I always like to ask, is money evil when it's time to pay for your kids' college, when it's time to pay for rent, when it's time to take the trips, and the merchants are asking you for money? Is money evil when you need to pay for your plane ticket? So it's not that you must have a love for it. You should appreciate it because it's a tool. You must appreciate your tools. You don't treat the tools around your house terribly. You don't do that. You don't take hammers and break them and say, oh, this hammer ain't nothing. You don't say that for anything. Tools, screwdrivers, tools. You take care of your tools. You appreciate your tools. And when you need your tools work. They perform the task that you need them to perform. But the most important thing is that you have the tool. And money is a tool that we need. In this day and age, we need it to do a lot of things. It's very necessary. The other piece with psychology of money is it doesn't matter if I have 2, 3, 5, 10 million. You never mistreat money. You have to understand that it is a tool, and $100 would still be $100 whether I had 10 million or $10. So what that means is that I value the $100 and I want to get the most out of the 100. So I'm going to spend it wisely. I'm not going to waste it. Because when you waste it, now you're sending out signals. You're sending out signals. It's easy for you to lose it when you waste it. But when you take care, it's rare that I see people that take care of their money end up bankrupt. They understand the importance of $200 and $500, even if they have $5 million. They understand what it means to take care of it. But if you live swinishly, if you live frivolously, you could come to a life where you lack income generation. So that is the other side. Once you obtain the money, you have to maintain it by taking care of it, by appreciating the importance of $20. You're not just saying, oh, it's just 20. It doesn't matter. The grand scheme of things, it doesn't matter. But you appreciate it and you take care of it. You take care of the things that you possess. This is why I always tell people, watch your speech. You never say my diabetes or my high blood pressure, because you take care of the things that are yours. People take care of their children. That's my son. I'm going to take care of my son. So it's like my diabetes, my blood pressure. That's not yours. You just got that. So when you claim possession of something, it's more prone to stay with you. But when you release, that's not my diabetes. This is a situation that's just isolated. It's just happening. You fix it, it goes away. So you take care of the things. This is my money. You take care of the things that you possess or that you own, because it is energy. Money is going to go where money is appreciated, and money is going to go where there's more money. This is why the rich stay rich. That was the point I was making. It's not just all like an evil thing. Money is going to go where people are not pressed about it. So they're making deals. They're also providing services. So if you're getting paid $2 million, if you're not scamming or scheming, right? If you're getting paid $2 million or $10 million, or whatever the service is that you're providing is worth that, is generating that much. How do I know? Because if you see a basketball player and they have a terrible season, terrible 2 or 3 seasons, and they're up for a contract, if they didn't produce, they're not going to get the money that they were supposed to get. But when you overproduce, now we get into some Earl Nightingale. If a man has not done more than what he's asked for, he cannot ask for more. If you have a habit of going above and beyond, you're always going to get more. Always. This is also an important part of money. Do more than what you pay for. I try to give people more in use value in terms of money. So maybe in my supplement company, maybe you're paying $25 for a supplement, or maybe you're paying $50 for our cleanse, our video series on cleanses. Maybe you're paying $50, but that's probably worth $500. So giving you more in use value is going to help us to generate more. So you go above and beyond. You perform at a high level, and you will be paid at a high level. Even if it's free. Even if it's free, you perform like you're being paid $20 million, and you'll get more than what you're paid for. So you didn't get paid nothing for this, but because of the performance that you put out, because of the energy that you put out was such that even though it was a free event, you agreed to do a free event, the people say, damn, man, look, we're so impressed that we had to give you $1,000, or here's $1,500 as our appreciation. That's how it works. But people that are, entitled, they feel like you owe me. These people eventually lose, because what they want is they're under the TJ Maxx Act. They want the max for the minimum. Minimum effort, max payout. It's only going to go for so long. That's only going to go for so long before infinite source, the creator, says, cut it. Now you're back to rebels. One consistent thing that you're always going to hear from me is you have to give your best effort. You have to, nothing can go wrong for you by giving your best effort. Nothing can come of that. Nothing bad can come of that. Nothing bad can come of you giving your best effort. So you couple your best physical effort with your best mental effort. You got a recipe for serious income generation. Because money is psychological. Performance is psychological. All of it. You see people on their jobs and they make the same amount of money for 30 years. You can't go in and cheat the job. You're not going to move up. That's the energy you're putting out. So you can't get more because the energy that you're putting out is for that amount of money. The people that go above and beyond, they get what's called promotion. They move forward. This is an energy that not sometimes in corporate is politics and all that, but nobody could stop a hungry man from eating. Eventually, you're going to be compensated. Maybe not by that employer, maybe not by that person, but somebody's going to come along because the energy cannot be stopped. The energy that you put out is the most important thing that you have. It's not what you're talking about, it's the energy. Because the energy is always being read by everybody. How do we know? You can see a person that you do not know, and you guys can walk into a restaurant together and they can be standing in line and you could just say, I don't know why I'm not really vibing with this person. I don't really like this person. The frequency. And then you see somebody else you know at the restaurant that day, and then they talking to you and they be like, hey man, you know so-and-so? Yeah, I don't know. No, he was at the restaurant with you. You're like, yeah, man, you got to stay away from that. You're like, I knew it. I knew it. Energy doesn't lie. You never ignore a person's energy. And the universe or God, the creator, definitely does not ignore a person's energy. So whatever you're putting out, I hate money. All right, you hate it. I'm going to give you more of that. Whatever you put out is what you're going to get more of. All rich people evil. Well, okay, so you don't want to be evil. Okay, so you're not going to be rich. You don't have to be like everybody else. There's no laws, universal laws or rules saying that everybody is the same. That everybody has to do things the same, that you have to be like everybody else. In fact, your fingerprints are different from everybody else, which is the proof that you should be an individual, always and forever. Staying unique. That is the key. Staying unique is the key to your life. That is it. So when you're talking about money, money is a mindset. Generating income is a mindset. Just like in sports, going out and performing is a mindset. Some guys may be taller than you, or girls, right? Some may be faster. Some may be stronger, but that doesn't guarantee the win. You've seen small people defeat big people. You've seen slow people defeat fast people because it's a mindset. Physically, all the tools are there, but their mind is not right. And thus, they don't get the victory. When your mind is not right, you're not going to generate the income. If your mind is polluted, you're not going to generate income. If your mind is polluted with trash, you're going to get trash, which is nothing. And you're going to be upset, and life is going to stink because life, mentally for you, is full of trash. So we develop ourselves. Number one, you develop your skills. According to whatever it is that you like. That's the most important thing. We're not trying to be like other people. According to whatever it is that you like, you develop those skills. You keep that mindset of what you want. I'm going to make a living. Everybody has room to make a living off the talents that they were given. That's your money. The talents that you were given is your money. That's how you're going to make your money or generate your income. Some people, that's why people are so upset when you see somebody say, what a waste of talent. Your talent could have generated you millions of dollars. You could have helped your grandmama and your mom and dad and your sister and your brothers. You could have helped them, but you wasted your talent. And so the blessing becomes a curse. This is another thing. You waste talent, the blessing becomes a curse. Instead of millions, you're in abject poverty. And people knew you had the talent, so now you've got to live with the shame of not coming through or performing with the talent that you had. Whether it's in computer science, whether it's in engineering, whether it's to be a doctor. Everybody knew that you had the talent. So now you can't live the life that you were supposed to live, make the money that you generate, the income that you were supposed to generate, because you didn't cash in on the talents. You didn't use the talents. So of course you ain't getting nothing. You're going to take the scraps. Wherever you can work, that's what it's going to be. You have to take this stuff serious or seriously. Your time is limited here. On this plane, earthly plane, your time is limited. Maybe at a certain age is your age to go. Nobody's doing certain things at 60 and 70. Maybe there's a window for what you got. Maybe your window is 25 to 35 for you to make the most money. Maybe you are to make it physically. Maybe your body can't perform, but that's mental too. You can prepare for that. Everything is preparation. But the point is that take advantage of the opportunity of a lifetime and the lifetime of the opportunity, because maybe in a few years it's not going to be here. You got the talent now. Put your mind where it's supposed to be. Generate your money. That could set you up for the future. It will set you up for the future. What do we say? If you're generating the income and you're taking care of the income, the money, you're good. And now you have more room to be creative. It's very difficult to create under stress. Under mental anguish is very difficult. That's another reason why it's tough for people to rise up out of poverty to riches. But some people use that as fuel, and other people use that to stay down, to be depressed, to be sad. So everything is going to be how you reframe things, how you take it and say, I'm going to use this to get better. I'm going to use this to get out. When people are saying things about me, I use those things as fuel. Cars need fuel to go far. To travel far, they need fuel. Airplanes need fuel. So these things should not be stumbling blocks or roadblocks, but they should rather, the things that happen should rather be fuel for you. You have to, whether people try to avoid the conversation of money, you need money in this existence for full expression of who you are. You need it. The more you have, the more people you can help. The more you have, the more things you can do. I remember we went to Fiji. I remember we went to Russia. I remember we went to Tahiti. These are the things that you'll be able to say when you're 80, 90 years old, 100. You'll be able to look back on the experiences. Yes, you can live a life not being rich, financially speaking. But the more you have, the more you can help. And you have a talent. What that talent is, I don't know. Only you know. But sometimes you see talented people and they absolutely have not a pot to piss in or a window to throw it out of, because they haven't realized that this is a certain mindset. It's a certain mindset. And certain people are going to continue to win financially wherever they go. But you can even see certain athletes, like I said, other people are bigger or taller, faster, but they seem to beat everybody. It is because life is 90% mental. It really is. And the evidence is watching people of different sizes beat people that are so-called faster, so-called quicker, so-called being able to jump higher. Your money is based upon your mindset. And be patient. Develop yourself. But understand this is just all energy. You can make $1 million tomorrow and it can all be taken away from you tomorrow. But if you have the certain mindset, you can generate it again. You can get down to nothing and you can come back up. That's the beauty of information and executing and having the experience. I can take that with me to any country I go to. I'll still have that at 50, 60, 70, 80. You will always have the mindset. That's why that's important. You can carry it with you and you can do the same thing. Maybe it may take you a while to get adjusted, but you can still do it. A frequency. Start being thankful for what you have now. I'm thankful for my car. I'm thankful for my home. I'm thankful for the clothes. See, when you master all of that and you live simultaneously in the world that you want, you see yourself in the clothes that you want. You know, this world is material. For as much as people want to try to act pure and all that, the world is still material. We know people love nice things. See yourself in those nice things. See yourself in the nice home. You've got to see yourself. Some people have to see it to believe it. But with this, if you're going to practice auto-suggestion, which means thinking what you want to think, regardless of what you see, then that's how you bring things into fruition faster. You don't have to see it to believe it. You have to believe it in order to see it first. So it's the opposite way around. You believe it in your heart and you have it in your hand. And you keep that mentality for everything, not just money, for everything. If you want a boyfriend, girlfriend, spouse, whatever, you want a job, you got to see yourself there. You got to take time to visualize on a daily basis. Write things down. The writing helps you connect your senses to those words. And so they become ingrained, and now it becomes a way of life. Life is psychology. Performance is psychology. Results, psychology. Everything that you will ever have in your life is based upon psychology, obviously after the grace of the Creator. You need health, your health is going to come from psychology. Based upon what I'm eating, what I'm eating is based upon what I'm thinking. The money that I make is based upon what I have in my brain. I can't generate a certain amount of money if I don't have certain things here. Stay strong here. Stay strong here. Regardless of what anybody tells you, stay strong here. This is the fortress. When they get to the fortress and they break into the fortress, everything is shattered. This is why this has to be the strongest muscle in your body, not your bench press or not your legs or your squatting. Your brain has to be the strongest. Look at all the people around the richest people in the world. Look at the richest people in the world. They're not 7 foot tall and jumping over people. No, they're like 5'6", some of them 5'6". You look at these people 5'10", 5'8". They're not huge. They're not anything physical. They're all here. This is where they are. They're not dominated by brute force. They're here. The richest people in the world are here. Men, women, they're here. They have a certain mentality, which is why they have the money or generate the income, because of the mentality. And your mentality can be the same way. You can be 5'1", 5'2", 4'10". When you start talking about generating income, that has nothing to do with it. It doesn't matter unless you're trying to get to the NBA. But that's short-lived. You would only, even if you have the greatest career ever, you would play 20 years. Average career in the NBA is 3-4 years. It's professional sports. Go look at Bezos and all these people. They're small people. But they're big here, which is why they're big here in the pocket. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. Make this fortress strong and think what you want to think, despite of what you see. This is how you transcend that. This is how you start to make the big bucks. I don't care where you work. You've got to think above and beyond that in order to go above and beyond that. You live your life right now based upon, and you make your decisions based upon where you want to be, not where you are right now. Very important.